Talking, of course, about Matt Cardona.
Yes.
The former Zack Ryder, who seemed to morph into Matt Cardona in real time right in front of our eyes on Raw, because when he came out on on SmackDown. Wait, it was SmackDown, right?
SmackDown.
On SmackDown, it becomes a blur. When he came out, first we heard and saw the woo, 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 and then it morphed into, and then we heard Always Ready, because he is always ready, Matt Cardona. So he seemed to switch characters.
I like that. I really like that, because I think it was a great way to get the Zack Ryder pop.
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, but here, you're going to have to start looking at me as Matt Cardona.
I'm trying to think, is there another example of that where they've sort of done something like that, where in real time you see a character sort of morph from one persona to the other as a way of sort of letting the audience know, for anyone who's confused, this is Zack Ryder, but now he is Matt Cardona because this is who he's been very successful as outside of WWE. Plus, worth reminding people, he was on NXT just recently as Matt Cardona before making an appearance. On the main roster as Zack Ryder.
I can't recall one being this well executed.
Yeah,
I can't recall one at all, really.
Yeah,
but this one made so much sense.
Yeah,
it really made a lot of sense.
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to be positive. I really hope that good things and big things happen for Matt Cardona.
I hope so too.
I hope they push him to the moon.
Yeah. He's, obviously when he was Zack Ryder, doing Z True Long Island Story, he was kind of a trailblazer in that sense, a pioneer. Yes. In terms of using the internet to get himself over.
I'm going to give a statement here, and if it isn't for Zack Ryder, we don't have AEW.
Okay, why do you say that?
Well, what did AEW come from? The success of the Bullet Club and the Elite. Mm-hmm. Where was a lot of the success from the Elite generated from?
Oh, right.
They're being the Elite on YouTube.
Yep.
So without Zack Ryder laying that groundwork, I don't know if you get that. If the Bullet Club becomes that big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of things that Z True Hollywood Stories or Z whatever it was called, I forget.
Z Long Island Story.
There we go. Thank you. Where a lot of things he did there really got promoters to be lax on what they allowed talent to do on social media.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, wait a minute here. This could be good for business. Whereas at that time, Zack Ryder was under Vince McMahon, who didn't see it.
Well, it's interesting because, he was very successful on YouTube promoting the show, which of course, carried over into, the fans reacting to him and getting him over. But then, we always hear these stories about how in WWE, at least at that time, they would tend to resent you if you got over and you weren't supposed to necessarily, because it was something that wasn't part of their plan. And then WWE kind of took over the show and effectively wrecked it, because that's what happens. And then that led to it ending, and eventually he was gone from the promotion eventually. And then struck out on his own, using his real name, Matt Cardona, and being very successful.
Like, again, he really was, I think, the guy that him and Cody were the two guys that really, and Drew McIntyre, really forged this idea that being released from WWE is not the end of your career.
Right. As JR says, you go learn a new hold.
I mean, not just a new hold, but a new everything.
Yeah.
Because on the indies, they don't give you a gimmick. You have to find it.
Right.
And you have to find what works. And so those guys really did such a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's so important for us to get out there, is that those three guys, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Zack Ryder, now known as Matt Cardona, really laid that groundwork. Without them crawling, Mercedes Moné, for those of you that are fans of hers, she doesn't run. There isn't an AEW. I mean, and I firmly believe that.
I did think of another example where they've brought back, but this is NXT, where they brought back somebody under their new persona using what I assume is their real name. That's Ty Dillinger. After spending time in AEW as Sean Spears, he went back to NXT as Sean Spears. And I don't think they even acknowledge Ty Dillinger, though. I think they treat him like he's a completely different guy, if I'm not mistaken.
My thing is that didn't even generate the buzz they hoped it would. I don't think.
What specifically?
Just he came back and people are like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, well, because he was coming back as this new guy. Yeah,
and I think
by the way, I do like his gimmick. I don't watch enough NXT, but I like his gimmick. I think it's fun.
He had a couple PLE main events, but my point is like, when you do something like this, it's more important what do you do with the momentum from this now.
Yeah.
Like obviously this guy, Matt Cardona's strap a rocket to his ass, because you can have him do anything and the crowd's going to be behind it.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do that, though, if you're the powers that be in WWE? That remains to be seen. But I've always been a believer in, if someone returns and they got momentum, your plans be damned. You run with the momentum and you see if you can get it to work, because a good idea and a good story is always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be there. It's not a situation where you sit there and you're like, oh, well, this isn't going to, if we don't do it now, it isn't going to happen. No, you can always go back. That's a great thing about writing stories.
Mm-hmm.
You can write the first chapter and leave it sit and then go back and be like, well, we can't do this part of it, the build to it, but we could still do the story.
Right.
How do we get there? So, yeah, I hate this. Whenever I hear the dirt sheets, the Uncle Daves, the Alvarezes, the Sean Ross Sapp say it's not in the plans. Bullshit. It can be in the plans.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't, they're lazy and they don't want to make new plans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also wonder, too, if they'll work him in at all with Chelsea Green, of course, is his wife. So
I don't want him to.
Yeah.
I think she has a great thing going with Ethan Page right now.
Yeah.
And I think if you put them together, it's just forced.
Yeah.
What I would love to see him do is have Cardona say subtle little digs about it.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when Stephanie was pregnant and they had DX do them subtle, they weren't really subtle, but those digs, like, we have a picture of Stephanie's baby.
Oh, yeah, I remember
things
that. Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
like they should have him do that, and it'd be absolutely hilarious and on brand for the character of Matt Cardona.
Yeah, that's true.
It would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot they can do, and he's a creative guy, obviously. So I'm sure he's got ideas, you know, and with Triple H in charge, hopefully his ideas will be heard, because it doesn't sound like Vince really had much time for him.
And he's the only man to hold the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
Oh, yeah.
What? He held a quarter of the titles. Are you disputing Matt Cardona's claim at that?
No.
Because his wife was one half of everything she owns is his.
Right.
So he was a quarter of the women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
The logic is sound.
Sure. Yeah, the only thing that bothers me is that fake tan that he has looks so strange. That's my only gripe about Matt Cardona.
It so fits.
It fits Zack Ryder. Does it fit Matt Cardona?
I would advise you to go watch some Matt Cardona stuff. And yes, it does.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it fits.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I haven't seen enough of his indie work to.
Oh, yeah. He really does.
Okay.
It fits. It works.
All right.
Matt Cardona can do no wrong.
Yeah.